thanks so much, El to Galili. See you next time in the pitch. Thank you so much.
If you're in the Philippines, come out, come support the league, support your local players, come support the foreigners.
Thank you for support, Manila Tigers, and next time ulit, kung merong oras, punta kayo sa stadium. Thank you.
Thank you sa mga Mindiola, yung mga nanonood dyan, mga supporters, sa mga nanonood din sa YouTube.
Yeah, let them keep coming and supporting. We will make them proud.
Oh, thanks everyone and what the Geek fans and all that things for coming and watching.
Sa lahat ng Kaya football fans, sana tuloy pa rin kayong sumuporta sa amin. Hindi lang sa Kaya fans, sana sa Philippine Football League dito, sana supportahan niyo po.
Tara, Cebu! It's amazing here. We have to keep coming, keep supporting every club, every supporter. We have to go together.
To all my Mahalika family, thank you for the continuous support, everyone.
To the fans, I think this result is just for them. I think they are coming up to support us. I think we are giving all the best that we can so that they can come a little bit more.
Thank you all for coming. Hope to see you next game. Thank you.
We cannot go without the fans. We will always be there for them, to make them happy, to score, to win, game week in, week out, so that they will be happy watching us and coming to the stadium. We want them to come out and support.
Hello, thank you for supporting Mindiola. Sana hindi kayo magsawang magsuporta sa amin. We train hard to get the last games.
All I can say to thank them for the support, the courage that they have been giving us, because they really believe in us, and we also have everything possible to give it back to them for what they deserve, and that is what we are trying to do. We always keep on fighting for them and give them the glory that they always want us to give them.
Kenji Nishioka, Jaime Rosquillo, 4 players who have been great this season. I'll start with you, Chino, because we know we always love the national team season. Have any reaction to the 4 on your screen at the moment?
Yeah, I think if you had to call 4 from the PFL that would be deserving, I think it would be those 4. But I do think, especially because since the upcoming Mitsubishi Cup is more going to be a testing ground, since obviously players, we've seen the team, we've seen players be unavailable. I would have liked to see a few more PFL guys get called up. But I'm not complaining that much because if anyone follows me, they know that I've been advocating for specifically Kenji to make, the Hyundai Cup, but I've been advocating specifically for Kenji to be part of the national team setup for, I think, the past few months. And that was when he was kind of at the low point within the PFL season. And the last few games, the last few weeks, he's hit another level with the AFC and with PFL games. So even though I think it'll be good to have the national team back, I think the most exciting we'll be seeing Kenji in action.
Well, there you have it. Tasha, it's been a while that we've waited for Nishioka, but finally, he is going to be in that squad. What is your reaction to his... I think he's the only one that is called up for the first time. I think Rosquillo hasn't played, but his name's been in there before, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, of course. So congratulations to all 4 players called up. But as you've mentioned, Kenji Nishioka, in terms of his form throughout the season, he scored, I think, 12 to 14 goals. I'm sure one of you guys has the exact number there, and also around that same number of assists. So to contribute that much consistently all throughout the PFL, and then get that call up for the national team, that's exactly what you want. You want the Philippine Football League to be that ground wherein national team players get called up. And you feel that it's somewhat the same as well for Daisuke Sato. He was with the national team. Then there was that period in time where he wasn't getting called up. But then his performance with One Taguig, you can't leave that unnoticed. And eventually it gets the call up again for the likes of Rosquillo. It's also good to see national team players that have gone through the ranks, U17, U19, U23, and then now gets called up to the national team. You like to see that continuity in terms of the young players that get continuously called up and given the chance per age group. And of course, like for Patrick Dato, coming back from ACL with the national team back in that Mitsubishi Cup, and to get called up again, it's also a full circle moment.
And Callum, I'm sure these four, especially Nishioka himself, have been in your team of the weeks on numerous occasions. Are you happy to see these four being called up for the Philippines?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely delighted. It's not just great, obviously, massive congratulations for those lads, but it's great for the league itself. I think to have, now 4 PFL players called up to the national team is just a really good advert for the league itself, and to show that the national team coaches are really taking notice of the increased competitiveness that this new format has delivered, the higher standard that we're putting out, and yeah, looking at lads like Kenji and Jaime and Patrick, and obviously Daisuke have been putting top performances in, week out. It's great to see that rewarded, and I'm looking forward to more of it as time goes on.
Of course, we also had Noah Ledel called up, who was a PFL player this season, although he is now playing in Thailand, but he was playing for Cebu last December before moving over. So congratulations to everyone who got called up for the Philippine men's national team. And yeah, it will be a debut, hopefully, as well for Nishioka and Cole Morauka. More on that in potential future shows about the Tri-Nations friendly. For those of you who need a reminder, the Philippines will play 2 games. Total, the tournament will actually have 3, so that will kick off with Philippines versus Guam on June 3rd, and then Guam versus Myanmar June 6th, and it will close off with June 9, Philippines versus Myanmar. All games at 7:30, all games at the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. First time back there since we beat Thailand, and Chino and I were going crazy in the Rizal Memorial Grandstand when Linares scored that goal. And yeah, happy to see them back in Rizal Memorial Stadium. So that's it for our Philippine men's national team. Tickets for that match will be announced through the PFF and Philippine men's national team Facebook page. I think they already released a post for potential free tickets. Now, moving on to our Philippine Football League match results. We had a lot to unpack here because there were so many results over the past 10 days that really had a big say on the title race. Starting off with Dynamic Herb Cebu 1, Manila Digger 1. This was the first plot twist, you could say, in the title race that is unfolding at the moment. Cebu fought their way back to that 1-0 deficit and pulled Manila Digger back down to getting only 1 point. I'll start with you, Callum. Were you surprised that Manila Digger, after being so good away at Cebu earlier on in round 2, they couldn't get the job done this time around? I think Callum is muted.
Sorry,
There.
yeah, sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry. I think there was a bit of a question mark over Cebu after, typically how hard they had fought back at their home ground in Cebu, and whether or not they could replicate that form back at RMS in round 3. And I mean, it was a really, really interesting game. It's was kind of the start of Diggers, I guess, attacking issues. They're still getting plenty of chances, but just struggling to put them away a little bit. Cisse did take his goal very, very well, but they never really punished Cebu. They had plenty of chances to put that game away and just failed to do so at the end of the day. I mean, Sanitza obviously pulled off a couple of superb stops in goal. But on top of that, there was just a lot of wayward shooting. I remember numerous chances that were headed over, stuck wide, which, 3 weeks before that they were burying. And then when Kore popped up, it was just, Cebu have that in them. And if you're that defensively resolute and you're not being punished for your mistakes, you have the ability to strike back. And Cebu did that to superb effect. And yeah, it was a bit of a shock. Certainly, I think my prediction was about 3-1 to Digger, so I certainly wasn't expecting it. But Digger, I think, punished for their own failings, and Cebu really took advantage of that with some excellent goalkeeping work, some good discipline through the middle, and eventually just a well-taken finish by Kore.
Yeah, and Leoncilio was quick to jump on our predictions. Shout out, of course, to Leoncilio, who is also streaming the Cebu games on his own channel. So do check that out when you are free. Tasha, Manila Digger started off round 3 with that shock loss to Aguilas, then bounced back with this result. And we'll get on to it later also, but they're actually winless in round 3. Do you think they will be panicking at this point, or is it still too early for them to hit the panic button?
I'd say that the panic button is halfway there. And we can get to it later, but it was really that red card to Mane in their last game that really that that's gonna shake things up for them, especially who will lead that midfield role. But when it comes to this game, you'd have to say that, just to add to what Caleb said, that Manila Digger, they were cruising the first half. They had more of the they had a lot of the chances. You'd say 70 minutes of the game was really more of Manila Digger. Cebu only came alive in the last 25 minutes. And you have to give it to Coach Glenn. His substitutes, his tactical substitutions, they made a big impact right away. But for me, the players that stood out in this game was the goalkeepers. Seniza, he's been starting in a couple of games, and I'd say that he's making a name for himself, which is what you want to see from the local goalkeepers as well. And for the likes of NG, he had 2 big saves in that match. Outstretched saves that made sure that it was just a draw rather than Digger actually losing in this match. So for me, it was a game of really good goalkeeping from both NG and Seniza.
There you have it. And lastly, Chino.
We live at the dynamic Herb Cebu Sports Complex, and we have ourselves another spectacular matchup. This is your Philippines Football League 2025-2026 match number 110. Them is having a better season, and the other is looking to re-establish balanced attacking dynamic Herb. Sa kabilang panig naman, the likes of Abraham Placido heading him at the back. It looks like it will be the visitors who will be kicking us off in their violence. No, it is the white shirts in Cebu who would... Stallion puts it in. Sinisimulan ng painitin ng laban at umanat ng bola. There it goes. Received by a defender, but still not over. It's right there. Well placed strike, Denzel Vasquez. Right place and the right time for the young midfielder. Really spread the opposition. Trying to lay it up. May has to place here. Save by Yusuf. Have redemption in the back plate.
Pass for the goalkeeper, putting himself under pressure. It's the opener. Halike, will he take it? What a goal! Halike! And it's a goal. Bottom left corner. Opportunity for Philippine Army, and it is an equalizer. Fantastic goal. Esprit on the right side, looking for the cross. Beto flips, and it's a goal for Want the Gig.
Yoka takes it straight to the goal. First blood drawn.
Could easily be pulled back, but here's Aristorenas, no offside. Aristorenas makes it two.
Mirbach needs that one from Malunsoko. Shoots, and they double the lead.
Yamaguchi! What a hit!
There's an attacking chance, and the Aguilas slip it in.
Good afternoon from the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium, where it is the final week of the 2025-26 season. We are deep into the championship round, and we have a battle between 6th and 4th place, with Stallion Laguna FC taking on Cebu Football Club. Jing Hamlang and Natasha Alquiros Deto calling the action from the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium, where it is currently 34 degrees Celsius and a very humid day here in Manila. Difficult, conditions here for these teams, but they will pursue their best here. As we take a look at the standings, Dynamic Herb Cebu have fallen off a little bit, with both teams currently in this championship round still without a win so far. Not a lot separating the two teams. 9 points in the standings. Stallion Laguna still looking to make their way up in their final 2 matches.
Stallion Laguna currently at that 6th spot in the championship round, but if they win their last 2 games, they could end as high as 5th. And for the side of Cebu, 2 good wins, and if Kaya lose, they can go up and finish with 3rd. So still much to play for, and pride is always a factor.
Yeah, malaking bagay, of course, to finish as best as possible in this championship round. And both teams have, figured in their own surprises so far. They've shown their capabilities here in the top 6. As we take a look at Stallion Laguna, they have started so well in the matches that they have featured in so far. They have gotten some good results against Kaya as well as Manila Digger. However, it seemed as if medyo nag-fade sila as the match wore on.
In their last game, as you mentioned, that first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you feel that Stallion had the advantage, but they just couldn't carry out that same consistency, tenacity, and that attacking power up until that final whistle. Finn McDaniel finally able to get a goal in this championship round, so that should definitely be a boost for the confidence of the striker.
Scored just 7 minutes into the contest, but again, it was difficult for them to maintain their intensity throughout. Now they're hoping, Coach Ernie Nieres and the gang, that it will be a different story today as we take a look at the starting 11 here in this second to the last match of the season. A surprise start for Reese Williams, who has not featured too much this season. We've got a lot of the similar faces, however, a few changes. No Nate McMillan in the starting lineup, no Christian Ivanovsky either today, and Placito, who has picked up a bit of a knock, is also not in the starting lineup.
But in their place, you have the likes of Hoa Tham. New moment again for Reese Williams and Banor, who played well when he came on as a substitute as that center back position, and they will take center stage in this game against Cebu.
But the main man in the middle of that defense alongside Banner is Terrence Smith. He was an absolute rock for them all throughout the last 3 games, and we expect him to play a key role once again if they are to keep Cebu FC out.
That's right. I feel that alongside Joseph Budd, he also deserved to be that other man of the match. Played a fantastic role, dominating in the aerial challenges, very physical, stood his ground. The Canadian, who has but with Barbados national team experience, will be definitely the player to look out for Stallion Laguna to lead the squad to hopefully their first victory in the championship round.
A lot on the line for both teams. Let's check in now with head coach Ernie Nieras.
Okay,
we're making some adjustments today because of injuries and cards. So you'll see a little bit different lineup today compared to last week, and then we'll see what happens. We're still going to try to do our best and see how we can affect the outcome of the tournament. But let's see what happens. But today we're going to have a different lineup compared to last week.
Thank you. One player who will definitely not feature is Becerra Durado, who picked up a red card against Manila Digger, the Brazilian, unavailable for this match. Now let's focus in on Dynamic Herb Cebu FC. It has not been quite the season that they were hoping for, currently in 4th spot, having been in a title race just last year. In fact, picked up a trophy and got themselves into the Southeast Asian club football scene. But they need to find their groove a little bit earlier today if they are to get success. They've shown their resilience. They've shown they can score late and pick up points. However, the starts have been somewhat worrying for Coach Tomasito Glenn Ramos.
That's right, Jing. Throughout the games in the championship round, they drew Digger, they drew Wantagigs, so they drew the top 2 teams. But they lost to Aguilas in their recent fixture. And it's a bit of a rotated squad as well for Cebu. Brose, Asano, Konate, and Sudo up on top. You have Ramos, Rosquillo, and of course Samen at midfield, Villanueva, Demiroglu, Takasu, and Gadia with backline, and Rami Jaridi, the goalkeeper of choice.
Coach Glenn Ramos has been tinkering with his squad as of late, and one of the latest additions to it has been Jaime Rosquillo, who is back fit, but playing in a different role now. Jaime Rosquillo playing in midfield in a number 6 role, came on as a substitute in a previous match and showed that versatility in his game, and he is our player to watch this afternoon.
And of course for Rosquillo, he has played for the U17, U19, U23 national team, and just a continuity from the youth national team, and now getting his chance to get called up. Notice from the PFL, this young player from Barotac Nueva, only 23 years old, and already a standout for Cebu.
Isa sa mga nakuha dito sa PFL, kasama ni Kenji Nishioka, Daisuke Sato, and Patrick Dato. They've been called up to the senior national team to participate in the Tri-Nations friendlies, and Jaime Rosquillo expected to play a key role today in midfield for Coach Glenn Ramos. And speaking of the head coach of Cebu, let's listen in to what he had to say before kickoff.
Afternoon, it's really hot this time. The players are really work on their recovery from the games, and our 3 points is very important, and I give instruction to the players that the mentality of the game is very important, and we need this game to win. Thank you.
Looking for 3 points, but there is no Abu C for them, no Gutierrez as well, so key players unavailable for Coach Glenn Ramos as they look to move their way up the table here from 4th spot. But it's going to be a difficult test, as Stallion Laguna have proved a tricky nut to crack so far in this championship round, but both teams still seeking their first win of this 3rd round.
With Cebu, they are a team very mentally tough, known for those late comebacks, and they're going against a team, Stallion Laguna, that's known to start well but somehow fizzle out. So it's going to be a battle of these 2 teams and the adjustments that they're going to make all throughout this game. It is a hot day for football for this 3:30 kickoff, so the subs will definitely play a big factor in how this game pans out.
Now, of course, Cebu are just 4 points behind Kaya, so with this match and still a match to be played on Saturday, they have that opportunity to make it into 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Stallion don't want to finish at the foot of the championship round, with Aguilas surprising everybody with their performances so far. Stallion have a point to prove. They are one of the mainstays of this division for a reason. So here we go. Kickoff in the first half just around the corner. Glad you could join us on the Philippines Football League YouTube page. We hope you join us on social media. We are PFL across Instagram and X. We're also on TikTok. But join in on the conversation. That first half action just around the corner. Here we go. Stallion Laguna versus Dynamic Herbs Cebu FC.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let us welcome the teams of Stallion Laguna FC and Dynamic Herb Cebu FC.
Let's take a look at the starting 11 of Coach Ernie Nieras, his second to the last match, by the way, in his PFL career. Yusuf Butt in goal. It's going to be Terrence Smith in front of him alongside Stephen Banner. Ken Pride could feature in midfield today. Koichi Belgira is going to be versatile. Reese Williams joins in midfield. Tremaine Castillo gets a start. Hoatam will get a start today and a chance to prove himself. And Finn McDaniel will lead the line alongside Galiana Trujillo, who leads the team with assists. Let's take a look at the men in the middle. Finn McDaniel with the armband for Stallion. He joins his opposite number, Papu Corsame, in the middle. It's going to be Crismel Kayabyab, the man in charge. Assistant referee Ismael Pachon alongside Romario de la Cruz with Meliton Pelayo, our fourth official. Stallion in purple today. Dynamic Herbs Cebu in their all-white kits. Demiroglu is back in the starting lineup after not featuring for quite a few matches, normally a mainstay, and finally in the starting 11 for Coach Glenn Ramos.
You have Villanueva, Demiroglu, Takasu, and Gadia. Only one change in that backline. Demiroglu, as you mentioned, back in. They're mixing things up as well. Rosquillo once again features as a midfielder role alongside Corsame and Ramos. Asano back on that starting 11. Did come off the bench in their last two matches. You have Sudo and Konate as well on that right and top player position. You can tell it's a rotated squad. They have been playing a numerous amount of fixtures in the shortest span of time.
Very interesting list of substitutes as well for both teams. You see quite a few game changers on there. However, for Stallion, they're only going to be able to really change the dynamic of their team with foreign players. So foreign players being replaced by foreigners, with only two Filipinos on the bench, with Nico Macmillan as well as Denzel Roy Vasquez. Meanwhile, for Dynamic Herbs Cebu, they can change the dynamic of their squad with the likes of Leo Makiling out there, Joshua Brose, who are Filipino, Jacob Liao is there, Seniza as well, if they need a change in goal. However, they also have foreigners available with Corre, for example, who scored a goal at the start of this championship round. So perhaps a bit more versatility when it comes to substitutions for Coach Glenn Ramos.
These two teams from the last two times that they went head-to-head, Cebu with the win the first round and a draw in the second round.
A very tight series between these two. We're expecting another tight contest between Stallion and Cebu. Last touch to Villanueva. Nice little dummy from Ramos. That ball will go out. Rajli Konate with the last touch. Gira looking for McDaniel. Williams able to turn. Trujillo. Beroglu out muscling the Mexican. Ramos sandwiched. There's a clean challenge. Gadia being called for the foul.
Gadia just over-eager with the challenge. 2 hands out on Williams. It's a very physical matchup. Demiroglu getting the better. The challenge of Williams gets the ball completely over Ramos. And it was the one after that wherein Gadia, with just too much hands, not happy with the challenge that Williams made.
Well, we saw on the replay, malinis naman. Williams asserting himself early on here. Aurelio set to take. 6 to aim at. Floated in. Stooping low to head that one away. Soft touch from Ramos. Stallion can recover. Gira unable to control, and now CEBU can breathe. These opening 20-30 minutes or so are going to be the most challenging in terms of conditions this afternoon. No shade over the pitch just yet.
Heat will definitely play a big factor. You're playing high-paced matches at a 3:30 kickoff, especially for Stallion. They did also play this same time just last Saturday. But for Stallion, they're coming off a big momentum boost. They got a draw against Digger coming into this game. And for the side of CEBU, as you mentioned earlier, after getting draws against Wantagig and Manila Digger, they lost to Aguilas.
It's been a championship round full of surprises. Aguilas, meanwhile, have picked up perhaps more points than was expected. Already picked up 2 big wins. One over Manila Digger, and again over Dynamic Herb CEBU. Turned back by Kaya. Perhaps were in a slump before making their way into the championship round, but have hit a good patch of form. Meanwhile, Manila Digger winless so far after 3 matches.
And in this PFL season, with all the change in this championship round, you can only expect the unexpected every single time.
Roglu able to find Gadia. Villanueva curl that into the path of Ramos.
Villanueva is also one of those players for CEBU. A young player, only 19 years old. Played his football with Tuloy, as well as the FEU Baby Tamaraos. Experience with U20 and U23. He's made such a difference with being the left back for CEBU.
It's been an incredible year of progress and development for the young Brian Villanueva. From winning the title with FEU to moving to Tuloy, as you mentioned, and then all of a sudden Hoatam! That one took a deflection and out for a corner kick. Just finishing that thought on Villanueva, how quickly things have changed. Not only has he gotten appearances for Cebu, but he's really solidified himself as the first choice left back at 19. This one, Mosquito being robbed by Hoatam. That's a warning shot from Stallion.
Stallion showing that they can take advantage. Players just a touch too many on the ball, quick to win back possession. In that attacking third, they turned that into a chance.
Corner kick, bouncing around dangerously. Cleared away by Villanueva. Ramos will help it on. Gadia is going to chase. Vasquez under pressure. Able to deal with the danger. Mosquito, like what we initially thought, where he was going to start at midfield, is actually in the center of defense. Missed the header there.
You see those changes with the movement. Gadia now playing defensive midfielder role. Position very familiar to him. Before he had to transition to play that right back for numerous games for Cebu. There's a lot of versatility with the senior players of Dynamic Herb Cebu, the likes of Papo Corsame and Daniel Gadia. Both have been with Cebu for almost 6 years.
Never felt Ramos was going to stay put. Same to cut that one out, but Hoatam's going to get another opportunity. Great burst of pace. It's another corner kick. And McDaniel was in a dangerous spot. That pass was denied well. Cebu starting to feel the pressure here early on.
And Hoatam trying to make his mark as quickly as possible. Didn't play and he didn't feature in their last game. That's one thing that Stallion does. They rotate their players a lot, keeping a lot of foreigners hungry.
Here comes the delivery from Trujillo. Headed towards goal. Easy catch. Ramos. Looking to release Daniel Gadia. Finding room with Ramos. Kasu. Konate muscled off. Ramos able to ride the challenge well. They're looking to switch the play. Ganda ng pagkabasa. Castillo getting there. Asano in support. Gets it to Corsame. Corsame! Misses the target.
Lovely buildup of play from Cebu. Able to keep possession in the attacking third. Weaving around the defenders. The runs, making the space. Corsame tried to take it. It was a tight of an angle at the box. For today's match, Corsame playing at that right back position. It's when your defensive players do get on the higher end of the pitch. Do get hungry to try to get that goal.
Williams playing around the corner. Ramos has room to run. Konate in support on the left side. Nate able to get it inside the box. It's an easy one for Banner. Adia.
See the pace of Gadia as well. I feel that he's been everywhere in the opening 10 minutes of this match. He was a key player during Cebu's match against Wantagig.
Nate playing it first time. Takasu would have been promising from Cebu, but Konate was adjudged to have been offside. It's a bright start so far for Cebu, matching Stallion in these opening 11.5 minutes. Kasama yun sa mga keys to victory natin para sa Cebu na ma-match nila yung strong start dito ng Stallion. Korsame seems to be shaken up on that play after landing rather heavily.
Taking a while to get back up. It's just a challenge while he was in the air from Hoatham. He fell down awkwardly.
Didn't have his legs there as he went to ground. One leg, then medyo mabigat yung pagkahulog. Roberto Korsame, he's a tough guy.
Say that of all the teams in the championship round coming into these last few games, Cebu have had 21 days, 3 weeks break before the championship round. But alongside Wantagig, they have the most congested schedule in this third and final round. So really, the depth of both their squads will be tested.
Also doing well to wriggle free from Williams. Asano gets Korsame in play on the right side. Korsame looking for a bit of room. Gadia is going to pull the trigger. Not going to trouble Yusuf Butt. Will go out for a corner kick.
And Cebu have been starting on a bright note, especially on that attacking end. Able to find those passes, set themselves up to take chances.
Demiroglu, the clear target here, number 37, center back. Big man to aim for. They played short. Konate trying to get it to the far post. Demiroglu denied by Williams.
It was a crucial header from Williams. Demiroglu right behind him.
Just thinking it was an interesting choice of a marker, Williams versus Demiroglu, but panned out well for Stallion. Korsame spotting Asano out wide, continuing his run. The right back position, Korsame. Konate will win a corner.
And numerous moments throughout this first 15-minute block, you're seeing a more attacking-minded, dynamic Herb Cebu. And even when they lose their ball in that attacking third, they quickly press on the defenders.
And Weber's ball, it's a tricky one. Yusuf Butt with an easy catch in the end. Kazuha Sudo got a touch. Hoatham robbing Korsame. He's got his head up. Flashes in front of goal. Trujillo will collect. Attack still alive for Stallion. Vasquez arriving. Aaron Vasquez unloads to Trujillo. Pride gets it to Vasquez, and that one is wide of the target. Off to our first hydration break. Vasquez getting into a fantastic position for Stallion Laguna. Clever pass from Ken Pride. Both sides getting their opportunities inside the final third. As expected, it's been a tight contest so far.
It's good to see how quickly on the attacking end this game has been played. A lot of in the attacking third of Stallion and in the attacking third of Cebu, which tells us so how open the first 15 minutes have been. Neither team have been clinical in the attacking third to really test But or Jami Jaridi. But either way, you love the press and that urgency from both teams, which feel was somewhat lacking in their last outings.
You see here this final opportunity from Vasquez. It's a nice little run, well spotted by Ken Pride. Both teams will be reasonably pleased with how things have begun. You see here during this hydration break, it's almost like a timeout for both teams. Chance mapag-usapan. Anong kailangan baguhin? Ano pa yung kailangan dagdagan ng pansin? The whole time has looked lively, in particular on that left flank for Stallion. So far, he has been untroubled. Rami Jaridi in goal for Dynamic Herb Cebu.
Botham has definitely been that breath of fresh air on that left-hand side. Able to beat his defenders, take them on 1v1, pressing the defender, marking him, winning back possession for Stallion in dangerous area, as well as at the balls he's giving inside the box.
Reese Williams getting a lot of instruction from A. Placito on the sideline. It's quite a welcome to the championship round for Reese Williams. And a nice tackle from Daniel Gadi. It's certainly been physical in midfield. He's had a few good passes himself. He's been put in some good positions.
You also like to see how Cebu have put in Naoki Takasu to play a higher role. He has been featured as that center back in their first 3 outings in the championship round, but in this game, playing that midfield role alongside Gadia and Ramos.
Sano also making himself a little bit more present early on in this match. What a pickup he's been for Cebu. Scored late against One Taguig. Salvage a point in the 88th minute of the match. Continues to be a figure that is able to really contribute against the top teams here in the PFL.
If you are just joining us, this is a triple header Wednesday midweek fixture, the second to the last match day for the championship round for the PFL season 2025-2026. We're inviting everyone to come on to the Rizal Memorial Stadium, especially for that last match day. Because at the end of this season, we will be crowning a new champion.
Digger and One Taguig, the 2 title contenders, going head-to-head on Saturday evening. Both teams will still see action later today on this Wednesday.
Aguilas taking on One Taguig at 6:15. And at 9 o'clock, it's Kaya versus Manila Digger.
That's what you gotta love about the championship round. Walang tapo na laro. Lahat maganda. Kadia. Touch it on. Chance to race forward for Kasuha. Sudo's opportunity blocked. Comes back on his arm. Great defending from Tremaine Jordan Castillo.
That was a great track back from Castillo. Just matching the pace of Sudo. Sudo unlucky. The second ball from his shot just hits and bounds on his arm.
Banner going to progress this. Williams touching it on. Castillo able to get forward with Hoatam just in front of him. Finding quite a bit of success progressing the ball on the left side. It's not going to get to Ramos. Pride steps in. Gadia stuck in with Williams. Same, what a turn. Turns on the Jets a little bit. Leaves it. All the way back to Jaridi. Good spot from Jaridi. Villanueva in space. Get it forward to Konate. He's one-on-one against Smith. Masyado mabigat yung pasa para kay Ramos.
We're seeing moments of individual brilliance from Cebu. Each player able to hold on the ball, take on their mark, switch the ball around.
Same doing well against Hoatam. Quite a battle between those two. Well anticipated by Aaron Vasquez. Gira can turn. Williams now. Looking for the run of Finn McDaniel, who's not had an opportunity to really leave his mark on this game quite yet.
The likes of Gadia and Demiroglu quick to close down Williams. Not giving him the time and space to really turn around, to try to connect him to the attacking players up on top.
Jaridi looking to go direct to Asano. Stephen Banner sturdy in the air. Nice pass through. Opportunity for Takasu to get forward. Konate is going to have a bit of room here. Cuts inside. Konate pulls the trigger. It's wide.
We're seeing a moment of how quick Manila Digger can be, Cebu rather can be, just at the edge of the attacking third. Konate, he had that time and space to switch things on the left, go closer onto the right, take a shot closer to goal.
I don't love the link up as well in the middle. Nice and clean from Cebu as they cut through Stallion. Didn't quite find the finishing touch as of yet. As Smith under a bit of pressure from Gadia. Banner not happy with his options. Only find Demiroglu. CEBU enjoying a bit of possession now. Starting to get some control of the match. Kursame. Kadi has a look over his shoulder. Takasu will play it forward. Konate. Ramos gets it out wide. Asano is there. He can pull the trigger. Smith puts his body in the way.
And that was an important block from Smith. Asano is a player that has scored on numerous occasions from that exact distance, getting away from the defender and trying to curl it to the further post. But Smith stands his ground, just positions himself so well. Didn't have to close down the player, but just had to close down where the player was going to take the shot.
Corner kick. Ramos set to take. Goes to the far post, but is there. Easy catch for the goalkeeper. He's got Hoatam in front of him. Zamorano, Hoatam. Looking to get it to McDaniel. Nueva able to clear.
As we talked about Hoatam being one of the bright spots for Stallion in the opening 27 minutes. I'd also feel that he did play for CEBU once upon a time. That carries on an extra weight when you go against a team that you've played for. You always want to play your best.
Sano turning into trouble. Castillo dealing with the threat twice.
And I remember as well the last time that Stallion and CEBU went head-to-head. Abu C, who used to play for Stallion, was the goal scorer for the side of CEBU. He will not be available for today's matchup.
Big miss for Coach Glenn Ramos. Abu C, not just a key player in terms of quality on the pitch, but one of their leaders over the years. Konate knocking it on. Same anticipating. Hoatam was going to let that one run. Most of the attacks running down the left flank. Trujillo has not had an opportunity to really contribute in this first half.
I feel that we've barely mentioned his name. He's had minimal touches on the ball.
Trujillo, of course, main assists provider for Stallion Laguna. And his normal target is Finn McDaniel. Both players still looking for their way into this contest. JDD sees Villanueva, but this time Vasquez is right on top of him. Roglu sends it long. Hoatam can turn. Gira. Trujillo now. Williams. Castillo getting involved. play it first time into Hoatam. Cebu untroubled with that last attack. Nueva will be under pressure. Not want to lack any confidence on the ball there, Brian Villanueva. Gadia getting it forward. Cebu have numbers. Asano racing forward. Asano getting away! Just wide!
And what a moment for Cebu. The closest that they got to getting on that score sheet, starting from the left back from Villanueva, just taking on his man, matching that physicality. They were able to thread the needle around. The pass from Gadia and Asano staying onside. There were two players chasing him. It was Vasquez a start and then Banor. But that final touch so close.
Look at the skill here from Asano, using his body really well to ride two challenges. Just could not get the accuracy right. Best chance of the match. No surprise. It's come from Kaito Asano.
People don't realize how hard that is to go at full speed, keep close control of the ball, and defenders ramming into you, and still at the end able to take a shot.
But how about the start of that attack? Brian Villanueva, under pressure, decides he's going to hold on to possession, turn his man. That's some courage from the left back. Some quality on that young man.
It's always a bright spot to see when players that young, Villanueva, who's only 19 years old, with so much confidence in the game. Of course, that link up from the defense onto the attack. Not surprised, it's a Gadia. Such a speedy player. You missed him for Cebu in that defensive midfielder position. He just brings a different dynamic to the game when he's playing in the middle.
He can do a job in fullback. I'm sure para sa kanya, kahit saan, handa siya maglaro para sa coach niya. But you do see those added qualities when he is in a position where he is more familiar. Perhaps Rhys Williams may not know Daniel Gadia and his reputation. But for other midfielders, you know if you're going to get matched up against Daniel Gadia, it's going to be a battle, a bit of a rough afternoon for you.
Players like Gadia as well, it's so good to see them continue on their football journey. They've started from that local scene, a standout at the UAP level with UP, winning championships with them. He's been in and out of the talks for the national team. He did play with the U23 national team, and if I'm not mistaken, 2 appearances as well for the men's national. And to see him a constant here with dynamic Herb Cebu.
Daniel Gadia alongside Berto Corsame. Now Brian Villanueva is the latest generation. Iba yung character and personality na idinadala nila dito sa Cebu. Parang ramdam mo may konting angas ang dynamic Herb Cebu.
As you mentioned, Corsame, another player as well with such rich local background. Player from Tondo. So, laking Manila yan. Also with U23 and national team experience.
He's honed on the futsal courts. Made a name for himself. That footballing scene in Tondo, then started to turn some heads in the PFL before making his way to Kaya.
But even before that, when he did play collegiate football for Arellano in the NCAA, he helped Arellano get their one and only title. That's how much of an impact player Corsame can be as well.
It's great to see that he's a fixture here at Cebu. In fact, where is the armband? Dito sa koponan ng Gentle Giants. Ten minutes to go in this opening half. Still scoreless between Stallion and Dynamic Herb Cebu. Sano, of course, coming very close to scoring. Villanueva gets it to Gadia. Trying to lift that into the path of Asano Ramos! What a stop from Butt. Flag is raised on the far side. Dynamic Herb Cebu starting to create chances with regularity now.
Finding those breaks up on top. The best chance, 2 chances in a row. The first one was from Asano earlier, and this time around, an important touch that falls to the path of Ramos, forcing a big save from Butt.
Flag was raised, but it was a very tight one, as we saw on the replay.
And something that's not seen on the screens was that physicality as well. A moment between Finn McDaniel and Daniel Gadia. On that opposite end there. Moments without the ball. And you can feel that the battle between them will be building up throughout this game.
Yan yung mga bagay-bagay na talagang best to be appreciated live dito sa stadium.
You're watching live at Rizal Memorial Stadium, you can see all the players just beyond the pitch. You see how players get riled up in different areas, and how the coaches as well, you see with their hands up in the air, the theatrics. It just adds on to the viewing experience when you're here live.
Ramos saw there Konate being clipped on the release. Stallion have been on the back foot here for the last 10 minutes. Struggling to create on the opposite end.
As you mentioned, Jing, Cebu finding their way up on top in the attacking third, in regularity, taking chances.
Ramos gets it inside the box. It's touched on, but with a spill, it ends up in his arms. Demiroglu came close.
Ball from Ramos, connecting with the head of a Cebu player. Joseph Butt couldn't get full control of it. Demiroglu tried to poke that in.
Surprised the flag didn't go up. Demiroglu seemingly well offside there. Nate, the intended target, gets to him. Joining in on the attack out wide. Sudo. Takasu gets into Asano. Asano now shifting and turning, managing to keep hold of possession. Takasu pulling the trigger. It's going to be a corner kick.
The defense of Stallion standing strong on the challenges. You have a player like Asano on that left-hand side, a tricky player. You know, he loves to cut that in and take that shot, but he has that speed as well. to take on the defender to bring it down the line.
Terrence Smith there with his hands on his knees. You can see it's taken a toll physically. Wave after wave of attack from Cebu. High ball. Almost gets it in. Opportunity for Takasu.
The ball has been in and around, bouncing around the goal. Not yet the back of the net. But Cebu have continuously been knocking on the doors.
Smith under pressure. Williams unable to keep that one in play. Momentary break from the pressure. Opportunity here on the turn, and it's ended up in the back of the net. Sudo with the opener for Cebu. It took a nasty deflection, but it trickled in, and the pressure has paid off. Dynamic Herb Cebu take the lead.
That was a moment in a transition, and you have to give it to Daniel Cadia. He won back a possession for Cebu in a dangerous area. That's how what kick-started it. They already had the players in the attacking third. Connecting just outside the box. The turn from Sudo, the deflection. Joseph Butt stretched as wide as he could. This time around, the deflection went in their favor. But Cebu has been knocking on the doors non-stop. They've had a lot of the chances, better of the chances throughout this first half. And right before the halftime, rewarded with a goal. And if you're Cebu, this is the best time to score right before the break.
Just rewards for their pressure. You can see there Yusuf Butt in a very difficult spot, had his weight over on his right side, and that ball took a deflection. Took a lot from him to be able to dive to his left. Could not get there in time. And Cebu off the mark first in this match. Whereas they've had to play catch up previous matches where they've scored in the championship round. This time, they are setting the tone.
And it's good to see this fluidity from Cebu again on the main stage. I feel a lot of the matches they've been just playing counter-attack football. But to see them in this game, controlling majority of that first half, finding their passes, connecting on the left, swinging to the right.
It's almost as if they've needed a few games to find their bearings again here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium here in Manila after playing so many matches at home in that second round. The player down in some considerable pain.
Castillo just ramming in on Sudo down that line. He was able to get away from Castillo, but the follow through just went directly at him.
Their opportunity to cause a bit of chaos here inside the final third. Banner almost losing it. It's going to be 7 minutes of added time.
7 minutes of additional time.
Which we did see 2 hydration breaks and a goal. And then 7 minutes. Quite a lengthy addition.
It's a surprising decision knowing that there was no player that really needed any medical treatment all throughout that first half.
Yeah, yung hydration breaks na talaga yung mga poses natin.
So I think that additional 7 minutes would play more to the advantage of Stallion if they can come away with a goal right before the break.
Problema para sa kanila. They're on the back foot at the moment. Cebu, all the confidence. Mosquillo just trying to get some distance on it. Gadia stepping in front of his man. Pleading for handball, nothing given. Onside is Asano. See the confidence in the young man. Just could not find the target.
You feel where Cebu have been really strong in these opening 45 minutes. Has been down the spine. Really, players like Gadia able to win out those battles in the midfield and connect the plays up on top.
See, Finn McDaniel was crouched down before this ball was put into play. Been a rough afternoon for him. A lot of running, most of it without the ball. Hasn't been given the opportunity to really get into the match. That could change now. Trujillo trying to feed McDaniel. Ganda ng pagkabasa. Miroglu into the hands of Rami Jaridi. Kasu gets it to Gadia. No need to rush here for Cebu.
I feel that a lot of this game has been played, that battle in that midfield. So far, the midfield of Cebu getting the better of the midfield of Stallion.
Konate. It's off balance for some time there. Oatam brought down. But he has quieted down in the last section of this first half.
Of course, if Cebu can get that win in today's match, they'll put them very close and still with it fighting against Kaya for the third position.
I believe magkikita pa sila on the final day, so perfect. Within a point, if this result stands, of course Kaya could re-extend the advantage to 4 points as they see action later this evening. Richie Belgira. Castillo could cross into the box. Villanueva is there to deny Williams. Konate's got a bit of room to run. Mosquillo. Stallion doing well to plug the gaps. Minutes gone. 2 to go.
Two important minutes for a Stallion. Try to get into the break at level terms. do that, they'd have to go against the momentum, which has really been for the side of Cebu.
Castillo with a clear tug back there.
Castillo's had his hands full up against Sudo.
Stallion hoping for this halftime whistle to come sooner. Need a moment to regroup. Another bright start for them. This haven't quite gone to plan. Konate now. Ate still with the ball. It's the cross in. Terrence Smith is there. 30 seconds to go.
You see, everything has just been working for Cebu. Able to build up block by block.
Ate kind of wriggle free. It's going to be a goal kick. It's been quite the battle between him and Aaron Vasquez. That just might do it here in this first half. There is the whistle from referee Chris Mel Kayabyab. Dynamic Herbs Cebu enter the break with the advantage, with Kazuha Sudo, the goal scorer. Just rewards for a bright start here for Dynamic Herbs Cebu. We enter halftime. Stallion Laguna needing to regroup, find themselves as they enter the break behind. It's Cebu 1, Laguna 0.
With the handle, we are PFL.
Yeah, thanks so much, Eric Galili. See you next time in the pitch. Thank you so much.
If you're in the Philippines, come out, come support the league, support your local players, come support the foreigners.
Thank you for support Manila Tigers, and next time ulit, kung merong oras, punta kayo sa stadium. Thank you.
Thank you sa mga Mindiola, yung mga nanonood dyan, mga supporters, sa mga nanonood din sa YouTube.
Yeah, let them keep coming and supporting. We will make them proud.
Oh, thanks everyone and what Gig fans and all that things for coming and watching.
Sa lahat ng Kaya football fans, sana tuloy pa rin kayong sumuporta sa amin. Hindi lang sa Kaya fans, sana sa Philippine Football League dito, sana supportahan niyo po.
Tara, Cebu. It's amazing here. We have to keep coming, keep supporting every club, every supporter. We have to go together.
To all my Mahalika family, yeah, thank you for the continuous support, everyone.
To the fans, I think this result is just for them. I think they are coming up to support us. I think we are giving all the best that we can so that they can come a little bit more.
Thank you all for coming. Hope to see you next game. Thank you.
We cannot go without the fans. We will always be there for them, to make them happy, to score, to win game week in, week out, so that they will be happy watching us and coming to the stadium. We want them to come out and support.
Hello, thank you for supporting Mindiola. Sana hindi kayo magsawang magsuporta sa amin. We train hard to get the last games.
All I can say to thank them for the support, the courage that they have been giving us, because they really believe in us, and we also give it back to them for what they deserve, and that is what we are trying to do. We always keep on fighting for them and give them the glory that they always want for us to give them.
I'll make it last to the break of day. No matter what people say, live life in a fast lane. Double shot for the gifted, triple shot for the pain. There you go, drink it up, all this love in a cup. Yeah, we go slow, we go fast. Yeah, we can't get enough. We stay all day, all night, living in paradise. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. This is the time of your life. get it twice. The time of your life. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. Hey there, what you drinking? 2 shots, let's pour it up. I know what you're thinking, but tomorrow won't come for us. This life that we're living, ain't never gonna give it up. Double shot for the gifted, and one more for us. There you go, drink it up. All this love in a cup. Yeah, we go slow, we go fast. Yeah, we can't get enough. We stay all day, all night, living in paradise. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. This is the time of your life. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. Don't look at the past, no, we're not going that way. Oh, now make it last, make it last to the break of day. No matter what people say, live life in a fast lane. Double shot for the gifted, triple shot for the pain. There you go, drink it up, all this love in a cup. Yeah, we go slow, we go fast. Yeah, we can't get enough. We stay all day, all night, living in paradise. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. This is the time of your life. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life.
Halftime at the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium, and our curtain raiser for our Wednesday triple header, where Dynamic Herbs Cebu FC are ahead 1-0 against Stallion Laguna FC. Kazuha Sudo with the only goal of the match so far. It took them 42 minutes to finally break through. And Stallion Laguna started the brighter of the two teams, as expected, with Zamorano Hoatam in particular looking dangerous. But slowly but surely, Cebu found their way into the game and started wave after wave of attack, eventually breaking through the Japanese midfielder.
And you also have to note how much of the defensive back of Villanueva and Corsame were very much involved in the attack as well. Onate had his chances outside the box, alongside the likes of Asano. The corner opportunities were piling up as well.
Kaito Osano looking dangerous. This was at one point the best chance of the match as he rides 2 challenges and just fires it wide of the post. This one, another great opportunity. Ramos testing Yusuf Butt. And as you can see here, it's becoming one-way traffic. This corner kick not panning out. They're able to rescue an opportunity nonetheless.
The thing with Cebu was that once they turned it on, they never looked back. And look at that link up of play. And again, those combinations and Takasu playing a more attacking role alongside Gadia taking into effect. It was these players that did end up connecting. Gadia to Takasu, Takasu to Sudo. Made the turn, took the shot, the deflection, but you wouldn't say that it was lucky because they put themselves in such a good spot time after time again. And when you take a look at the stats, 44% possession for Stallion, 56% for Cebu. They had a total of 17 shots, 11 on target, 4 corners, and were able to convert 1 as compared to Stallion, 7 shots and 5 on target, most of which were in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the game.
Still 45 minutes to play. Second half action just around the corner. Quite interestingly, our panel of experts here in the PFL foresee this as either being a Stallion win or a draw. Diego Cordero, our fellow commentator, has it Stallion 1, Cebu 1. Eat, Sleep, Breathe Football have it the same scoreline. PFL Bible, Callum has it Cebu 1, Stallion 2. And Chino of PFL Database has it Stallion 2, Cebu 1 as well. So all of these scorelines are still in play. For Cebu, we'll be hoping none of them are right. A couple of substitutions here for Stallion Laguna. Perhaps unsurprisingly being made. Have removed Zamorano Hoatam alongside Reese Williams. And in their place, you've got Gabriel De Bairos. You've got Christian Ivanovsky, who has checked in.
And if anything, you know, Stallion are a team that love to make halftime substitutions. Ivanovsky, a player that in their last matchup, he gave the assist to the goal. He was effective, especially during the first half. And comes off today off the bench to create that much-needed impact and inject some energy onto the side of Stallion Laguna that are trailing against Cebu. Not just in the scoreline, but in how they've been playing throughout that first half as well.
Opportunity here for Ivanovsky. Daniel pulling the trigger. Konate. Trying to get out of a tight jam. Stallion intent on pressing. Cebu able to navigate it well.
Substitution that you're interested to see is the one for Hoatam with Fairas, De Bairos. Because you'd say that Hoatam was the only bright spot on the attack throughout that first half.
The Bairos coming in, you'd expect a bit more control in midfield. For Stallion, here he is on the ball. He's missed that pass. Ramos. He's going to be offside. Pass was just delayed a little.
If you're just joining us again, this is the championship round of the Philippine Football League 2025-2026 season. The first of our triple header Wednesday. Later on at 9 o'clock, it's Manila Digger taking on Kaya FC Iloilo. And at 6:15, it's One Taguig taking on Aguilas Yumac FC.
Our Central, PFL, Championship round. Great games every match day. Richie Belgira. Great ball into the box, just beyond Trujillo though.
And something to note as well throughout this whole championship round is that whoever is part of the panel and community predictions, more often than not, have been getting the predictions wrong.
McDaniel blocked by Jaime Rosquillo. Nobski getting it to Belgira. Belgira! Well blocked by Demiroglu.
Stallion able to weave their way in a dangerous area. A quick moment from Belgira. Getting away from the press, connecting. Ivanovsky there, able to find that pass. Belgira tried to set himself up to take a shot, but Demiroglu, an important center back for that moment.
Already far improved from Stallion to start off this second half. Daniel getting involved early on. Now a corner kick. Straight into the hands of Rami Jaridi. Looking for the run of Konate. Yusuf Butt off his line. Glad you could join us on the Philippines Football League channel. Jing Hamlang and Natasha Alquiros Dito calling this game. Gira getting that to Banner. Loose on the touch there from Ivanovsky. Rosquillo getting it to Konate, who switched flanks to start off this second half, and it's going to be handball. Nope. It's a curious call from Chris Milkayabyab. Not sure what the infraction is. He's switched it up. He's pointing to himself, saying, yeah, that's my bad. You're right. And from Stephen Banner.
And you gotta love a self-aware referee, able to quickly make a mistake. Like, everyone's human, but then quickly make that right call.
See, these types of little moments is what raises the respect of everybody out there on the pitch for the official. Klaro naman na si Stephen Banner ang umawak ng ating official match ball sports stripe.
May bayad na dapat yung mga plug na ganyan. That was so smooth.
Here comes the delivery. It's a good ball. Chance here for Cebu. Just missed by Asano. Yusuf Butt at his mercy there, but did not make contact with the ball.
A deadly opportunity in play, connecting with these players inside the box. Ramos, head of Rosquillo, and Asano just couldn't stick his foot out in time.
Gira knocking that into the path of Ivanovsky, well anticipated. Rosquillo is there to clear it away. Trujillo hoping to play a bigger role here in the second half. Here he is. Trujillo forcing a stop from Jaridi. His first real save of the game, Rami Jaridi.
Trujillo, a player we barely mentioned throughout that first half, comes alive in the second half. The best shot so far, the best chance that we've seen from Stallion Laguna. Just with time and space to take a shot and forcing a save from Jaridi.
Stallion looking to mount the pressure. Corner kick looming from the Mexican. away. Gadia denied by Bit. Great start to this second half. Stallion Laguna showing signs of life. Equally dynamic Urge Cebu still looking dangerous.
Cebu with the slightest of advantage coming into the second half. But it's Stallion that have made the early changes, those halftime changes, to try to tilt the scale in their favor for the second half.
There's quite a bit of activity in both warm-up eras. Expect this match to be changed further closer to the hour mark. Jeridi. They're going to go long to Konate. Pride. Byros. Let it run. Belgira, he's got a bit of room. Knocks it on for Ivanovsky. Medyo mabigat na yung pasa.
The awareness to Rosquillo.
Belgira brought down. Gadia says it was a dive. Chris Melkayabyab felt enough for just a goal kick.
And Belgira as well has been one of those players, been in a dangerous area all throughout. And a well spot from the referee. There was barely anything there. And to add off, that was outside the box.
Handshake denied there from Koichi Belgira. Huh? Helio gets there. Couldn't get it on target. It's going to be a goal kick.
Stallion now in quick moments. A ball from Banor to find Trujillo. He gets a touch, but not enough to keep it on target. Jeridi makes himself as big as possible.
Already the players were mostly absent in that first half, starting to make their mark. Trujillo, McDaniel getting a couple shots off earlier in Laguna, if they are to get back into this game.
A player to mention as well, Belgira for Stallion. You just have to count every time, game and game, how many positions he has played on the pitch for the side of Stallion. One of their long-serving players from 2019 to 2024, and had a stint with Shan United in Myanmar. Now back with Stallion.
Ivanovsky's going to get called for the foul. You can hear the contact made all the way up here. Unfortunate there. 50-50. Ivanovsky, though, making contact with the foot. Here is Glenn Ramos. He's going to be quite pleased with how things have unfolded in his fourth match in the championship round. Gadia spread the play to Villanueva. Ramos. Konate gonna work on Castillo. Getting past two. Konate finds a teammate. Gadia's gonna pull the trigger. Shot was always rising.
good moments on the opposite end for Cebu. Plays that started from Rosquillo with a line-breaking pass, finding the players on the attacking end.
Opportunity here for Finn McDaniel. Couldn't quite control. Belgira. Trujillo now. Couldn't find a teammate. Asano can turn. Doesn't have a lot of support. Corsame joining in. Corsame getting past Castillo. We're going to take on Banner. They get it to Konate in the end. Vinobski. A lot of purple shirts around him. Brings it central. Gita out wide. Castillo arriving. That's a loose one from the left back. Frustration from him. It's going to be a clear booking. Given a long leash there by Chris Melcayabyab. Castillo insisted. First booking of the game.
And that first one, the referee let go. But that second pull again, that was when he got the booking. Trying to stop Asano. Didn't have anywhere to go really. There was not much other Cebu players on that attacking end with him.
Jermaine Jordan Castillo, the first one to go into Chris Melcayabyab's book. As we see here, it's a bit of a groin issue for Griffin McDaniel. It looks a painful one. Don't recall any contact that has brought him down here. Ito yung magiging issue ng Stallion. They don't have too many Filipino substitutes on the bench. They've got a right back in Nico McMillan. Then they have a midfielder in Denzel Roy Vasquez.
You're saying about the gamble that Stallion are taking, especially with their lineup. The number of foreigners, they have 10 foreigners on their bench and only 2 Filipinos in McMillan and Vasquez.
Para sa mga hindi nakakaalam, walang limit to the number of foreigners that you can have in your roster. However, on the pitch, it can only be 5 plus 1. If the foreigner is a goalkeeper, that is allowed. 5 outfielders maximum. So, Stallion Laguna are going to be hoping that Finn McDaniel was able to shake this one off, as there is still 28 minutes and change to go in this contest against Cebu.
Stallion started the second half exactly how they started the first half. They came out really strong, created chances, tested Jaridi. Eventually Cebu finding their rhythm, matching them pace for pace.
Gira gets it to Ivanovsky. Right now, the Argentinian finding it difficult to shake off his shadow. It's named Jaime Rosquillo at the moment.
These last 2 games, it's also a good boost for the likes of Rosquillo. As we mentioned earlier, did get called up for the national team.
Konate, his ball retention is just so impressive.
Another player as well to mention, though not playing in the PFL anymore, was Noah Liddell, the center back pairing for the side of Cebu during the first half of the season. Liddell now with Ayutthaya playing in Thailand. He got picked up in the mid-season in the Jan window.
Yusuf Butt, cool, calm, composed from the goalkeeper. Speaking of Liddell, difficult not to talk about the big changes in mid-year for Dynamic Herbs Cebu. They lost Amirul, they lost Liddell, players who were central to their roster. Dabao as well.
And Andes.
Oh yes, Rico Andes, that's a big one. Scoring goals for fun for them. First half of the season. Of course, naglalaro din sila sa Shopee Cup at the time, so dami nakakakita ng quality players nila. Turned a lot of heads across the region. Siyempre, hindi mo rin ma-fault yung mga players ng Cebu that they are interested in exploring their options. It's a big world of football out there.
It's always a good thing when our local homegrown players get tested in different countries, get that opportunity to play abroad. Because once they play abroad, they also carry the flag with them, representing Philippine football.
When you enter those leagues as a foreign player, iba din yung expectations, iba yung responsibility na dinadala mo. You do feel when players get that experience and come back to the PFL, iba yung how they carry themselves. More changes on the horizon now. Stallion Laguna about to pull the trigger. Trujillo, meanwhile, getting into a dangerous position. Marked by Demiroglu. Cross in, missed by Rosquillo. Belgira off the crossbar and in. What a finish from Koichi Belgira to tie things up.
Koichi Belgira got things rolling in that second half. He's been one of the most dangerous players on attack. And a mistimed header clearance falls perfectly in his way. He takes a second bounce. He sets himself up, hits the woodwork, bounces down. Goal for Stallion Laguna.
Delicate touch. Then fires it with his left foot into the underside of the crossbar. Let's enjoy that on the quad vision replay. Beautiful goal from Koichi Belgira, and just rewards for a man who has been a real bright spot here for the men in purple.
Koichi Belgira. Substitution for Stallion Laguna.
All square at 1 apiece.
Number 42, Terence Smith, is replaced by player number 8, Dean Woodney.
Now, Terrence Smith has been withdrawn for Dean Mountney.
It's an interesting substitution for them. Terrence Smith has played a solid position as that center back. Brings with him that height advantage as well, and that physical dominance in the back.
Love lost between McDaniel and Gadia. They get physical in midfield. So Ken Pride will slot into the center back position that Smith vacated. He's going to be alongside Banner. And the substitute, Dean Mountney, will lead the line with Finn McDaniel now in a withdrawn role. more in a number 10 type of position. Banner lifts this one into the air. Bit of a tricky one to deal with. Asano will win it. Ivanovsky able to race down the opposite direction.
And the momentum now can shift in a Stallion's favor. Coming off that goal from Belgira.
Belgira touches it on. Opportunity for the substitute, just wide of the target. Let's see there, no hesitation from Dean Mountney.
Stallion climbing back in this game one step at a time. It was Ivanovsky connecting with Belgira. Quick touch and moment of decision from Belgira to send that ball through to Williams. To Mountney rather, the substitute. Imagine that was your first touch and it was at the back of the net. What a way to come in as an impact substitute.
Some movement on the bench for Cebu. This time Rosquillo able to read that pass. Villanueva skips past his man. Sudo trying to navigate the left side. Couldn't get past Vasquez. Rose going to be checking in. One of 3 substitutes for Cebu.
You also have the likes of Kore and Kapawa. Players who have made big impacts coming off the bench in recent matches. The question will be, can they do it again?
Naoki Takasu making way. Alongside Kazuha Sudo, the goal scorer. Lastly, it's going to be Glenn Ramos who makes way. And the trio of Joshua Brose, Kore Kore, and Willie Kapawa enter the game. Let's take a look at this. This was the goal that got us started. Substitute Sudo making his mark. Rather, the recently substituted started the match well. This was the goal from Koichi Belgira. Very well taken.
Touch of finesse and class, a rocket of a shot from Belgira. When you shake up the woodwork before it bounces in, it adds a little flair of dramatics. Before giving Stallion that equalizer to put them on level terms.
Iba din ang pinapakita ni Koichi Belgira. He's been a steady force, the Filipino-Japanese player, all throughout the match. Deployed in 2 positions. You can see why he stays on the pitch. So effective wherever he's placed. Play restarted. Substitute Kore getting a touch to it. And already getting Yusuf Butt involved. Ira touching it on. McDaniel got there first. Kapawa making contact with the Stallion captain. clutching his knee here is Finn McDaniel. He's needing a moment. Let's have a look at the contact. Coming together there. Nothing serious as McDaniel is able to walk it off. Banner gets it wide to Belgira.
Banner has also been a steady force in the back for Stallion.
Now at this time, it's the first touch, Brosse. Reverse ball to Kore. Ano. Couldn't get past Banner.
That awareness of Banner. There were two players from Cebu trying to get on the ball there.
Same getting past three. Feeds Kore, who could not sort out his feet in time. Would have been in a great position, Kore.
But that work from Korsame, threading the needle with that acceleration and pace before sending it towards the path of Kore, who just wasn't ready to receive the ball.
Very close control from Papu Korsame. Stephen here. Here and ready to go. Meanwhile, Stallion are going to be losing a key center back. They're not getting clear indication of whether or not they're going to be able to continue. And there is the call. Baji will make his way to the sideline, but play will continue. In the meantime, it's going to be 10 versus 11. Question is, who's going to fill in as makeshift center back in the meantime?
It's also a chance for Cebu to take advantage of the fact that Stallion will be playing with only 10 players at the moment. And of all positions, it's the center back that's gone. A moment that Cebu can capitalize on.
Right now, Baji's making his way to the substitutes table. Baji will be ready to fill in. Stephen Banner limping his way back to the bench. Will remain with Stallion.
Stallion taking a while to replace Banor.
Gusto ata silang isabay na substitute sana. That's going to be a whistle one in a very dangerous area. Virgilio brought down at the edge of the box. 12 minutes to go.
This is not ideal for the side of Cebu, giving away a foul just at the edge of the box. Stallion have players very capable of finding the back of the net. very close range and distance. Gadia just getting a bit too much of Trujillo.
It looks like it's going to be Vasquez, actually, who's being ready to come on. Denzel Roy. Baji was already stripped off and ready to come in. Mukhang nagbago ang isip. Stephen Banner is going to be replaced by Denzel Roy Vasquez. Here comes the substitution now. Daniel lining this one up. McDaniel, it's on target and into the hands of Rami Jiridi.
And this makeshift back line of Stallion will be tested. You have the usual tall players as your center backs, the likes of Placito, Terrence Smith, Banor. Baji was going in to come in as that sub, the first choice, but right before Stallion decides to change things up and put Vasquez.
It's a curious one. The player was already stripped off and ready to come on.
And interesting movements. We're seeing De Bayros is playing now that center back role alongside Pride. So in-game adjustments for the side of Stallion Laguna.
Pride getting it forward. Trujillo is tripped up. Ten minutes to go. Still anybody's game. As of the moment, predictions of Diego Cordero and Eat, Sleep, Breathe Football proving correct with this 1-1 scoreline. Substitution about to be made here by Dynamic Herbs Cebu as Kaito Asano is withdrawn. He's going to be replaced by Arya Igami.
Substitution for Dynamic Herbs Cebu FC. Player number 10, Kaito Asano, is replaced by player number 11,
They have one last substitution that they can make in this match. Uichi Belgira now. Trujillo getting there. Watch closely. Ivanovsky misses that. Brose skips past two. Gets it to the substitute. Can he make an immediate impact? Igami brought down.
Igami first touches on the ball. Quickly able to win a moment for Cebu.
Igami cutting back out wide. Got quite a few white shirts to aim at. Demiroglu was the main target. Medyo mabigat lang yung pasa.
It's just beyond the reach of Demiroglu. Made that run forward.
Igami can pounce on this. Igami gets it on target but lacks the power.
Two moments in a row, shaky moments for that back line of Stallion Laguna.
Gamia has been lively since coming on. Kore using his body well. Gadya. Touch showed too much to Belgira. Mountney. Get it out wide through Helio. It's asking a lot of the front man.
Battle in the midfield between Gadya and Belgira.
That is a dangerous challenge. A bit of petulance being shown there by Kapawa. He's lucky not to get booked. He's lucky Chris Melkayabyab had his attentions on the man on the ground.
Kapawa not just making the impact that he'd want to off the bench.
Trujillo sends it in. Gadya struggling to control. McDaniel gets it to Belgira. Kore back defending. Looking to set Brose free. Brose looking to take on his man. Unable to get past Vasquez. It is a goal kick.
That was an important moment defensively.
Here is the moment. Kaya naman hindi pinasok itong si Baji. Hinahanda yung huling substitution para kay Jacques Ebenemokata.
Substitution for Stallion Laguna FC.
Benemokata, player that is such a big impact off the bench for Stallion. Player who can create something out of nothing, all on his own. If utilized effectively, can give a Stallion the win at the last moment.
Agad-agad siyang hinahanap dito ng Stallion. Just behind McDaniel. Brian Villanueva in for an immediate challenge here. Benemokata is a real game changer. Doon natin nakikita yung intensyon dito ng Stallion Laguna. They're not happy with just sharing the points here. They want to get all three.
Brose was just offside on that run. He's trying to plead with the linesman that it was a curled run, but there's not enough curl on it.
The starting position, I don't think it was possible to get that much curl on it. Here's Brose. Layo niya na eh. Crunch time. 2 minutes and change in regulation, plus added time. Mountney gets it out wide. Ebenemokata able to get it across goal. Geridi off his crossbar. Just a different level of pace from Ebenemokata. Brose is offside. It would have been on.
Here's that replay once again. Benemokata getting the better of Villanueva. A dagger of a pass. Ivanovsky tried to keep in play. He did. And the timing from Mountney just couldn't get there in time.
Gadia cramped up on the clearance. I love the sportsmanship as well from Finn McDaniel. Natin masasabing magkaibigan sila sa pitch, but in a moment of need, Finn McDaniel is there.
And you feel that it's setting us up for whatever added time we're going to get. It's been an open game, chances for both sides.
There's been a hydration break. There's been a goal. We've had a few stoppages, including this one. At alalahanin natin, there's been a whole host of substitutions that have taken place as well. So wouldn't be surprised if there's upwards of 5 to 7 minutes added on. This is quite the extended stoppage for Gadia. At kailangan mag-isip ni Coach Glenn Ramos sino ang posibleng papalitan, kung sino makakapalit kay Daniel Gadia, because it doesn't look like he's going to be able to continue. There's different levels of cramps. This one seems to be on the side of something more severe. Vitualia looks like he's going to be coming on shortly. 7 minutes ang idadagdag. Enough time
7 minutes of additional time
for a winner here.
It's like for added time in the first and in the second half. And the fact that the players all got that moment to have that hydration break, which means they'll have that extra bit of energy to set us up for an exciting last 7 minutes of this match. 3 points are on the line. They don't want to share it. The confirmation of the substitution. Gadia's day is done, and Vituala will be in his place.
Substitution for Dynamic CEBU FC. Player number
Corre
6, Daniel Gadia.
will go back into midfield. Vitualia getting involved immediately here. A man with plenty of pace. He will occupy that left flank. It's going to be Brose who will lead the line. Both teams have yet to win in this championship round, and you can see they are fully intent on trying to find a winner here in added time.
Kapawa needs to be a bit more careful, challenging the referee. His calls, lucky not to get any cards with that.
Nobski let that one run. Corsame. Strong enough challenge from Castillo to trouble Konate. Clever from Ivanovski, but Corsame read it like a book. Kapawa releases Vitualia. Gets it forward. It's onside opportunity for Cebu. It's well defended. It's been solid since coming on. Denzel Roy Vasquez. Vitualia getting it to Igami. Igami wins a corner kick. Could this be the moment?
Momentum of this game has been shifting back and forth between Stallion and Cebu. Both teams have really attested defensive duties.
around dangerously. Cleared away. That is a foul called as Ebene Mokata is brought down. Igami the culprit. I love how Chris Melkayabiav's just ignoring the nonsense there between Villanueva and McDaniel. Find a way through.
Vasquez again with an important stop.
Ivanovsky, reverse ball for Belgira, who's onside. That is great defending from Demiroglu.
Samit just running out of space there, and the ball will fall back to Stallion. And the captain just giving everything out there on the defensive and attacking end.
Again, gets his head to it. This time, a bit of room to run. Denzel Roy plugging the gaps here for Stallion Laguna.
And in a moment like this, you feel that Cebu are missing the likes of Abu C on the attacking end as the target player.
Jose. Flag had stayed down. Yusuf Butt could not take any chances.
That was well timed from Yusuf Butt.
Villanueva getting there before Ebene Mokata, and he's done well to hold on to possession. Petualia is offside. Disappointing for Cebu. Villanueva had done ever so well to get there in front of Ebene Mokata and to hold on to possession. They're contesting the offside call. But it looked as if Petualia was offside. Igami looked like he would have been on. Villanueva has paid the price for his heroics. Let's have a look at it here. Ooh, he is on. Rare mistake there for our assistant referee. They haven't gotten too much wrong today. That one looked as if, from our angle anyway, at least that last replay, that Petualia was coming from an onside position. Kaya naman ang bilis ng reaksyon ng goalkeeping coach at ni Glenn Ramos on the sideline. Pahawak sa bewang ka agad eh. Sure ka ba?
You have to give it to Coach Glenn Ramos, keeping his composure on that sideline there.
Still have a chance here. Just beyond.
A lot of miscommunications up on top. The runs of the strikers. Those through balls. Just with no specific name that it's going to be addressed to.
We're past the minimum 7 minutes. And Chris Melkayabiab, I like this call. You take it too long, I'm going to give it to the opposite team. Chance here for Cebu to attack here. Kore, keeping possession. Kore! Wide of the mark. And that'll do it. Cebu had a golden opportunity to snatch all 3 points. But Kore could not find the target, and that'll do it here at the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. What a curtain raiser between these two teams who continue to find wins difficult to find in the championship round.
And for that half effort, Cebu that came out strong in that first half, got the goal. In the second half, Stallion made the necessary changes. Players connecting, finding the equalizer. At the end of the day, the points are shared. Corte at the very end could have made it all three for Cebu. But again, both teams wild cards in this championship round, setting us up for a wonderful Wednesday of football.
Sudo set the stage in the first half for Cebu. Asano came close to doubling the advantage. Trujillo came alive in the second half. Stallion did so much better after the break. In the end, Koichi Belgira with a moment of brilliance to tie things up.
Belgira was a very effective player for the side of Stallion Laguna. And this was the equalizer. We cushioned the ball down. Rosquillo missed that header, but look at that ball to set himself up. A left-footed shot. Takes it with so much power and no chance for Jaridi.
Galiana Trujillo set this one up for Finn McDaniel. Egami was lively, just lacking an end product when he came on. Benny Mokata almost got them ahead. Ivanovsky striking the crossbar. In the final moment, Corte almost with a dramatic winner, but ultimately it finishes one apiece. And look how things changed in that second half. After being only with 46% possession in the first half, they turned things around, Stallion Laguna, and really made a game of it.
It was a game of two halves, and at the end of it, they share the points with the quality played from one half for Cebu in the first half, the goal from Sudo, and Belgira in the second half at the goal for Stallion.
And that will do it for our curtain raiser. We still have 2 matches to go. My partner Natasha Alquiros Deto. My name is Jing Hamlang. We hope you enjoyed the action. We've got the man of the match interview just around the corner, and make sure to stick around for the next matches.
Koichi, what a game. You guys trailed, of course. You got the goal yourself. That helps your man of the match cause, but I'm sure you wanted more than a draw, of course, in this result.
Yeah, we wanted to win, but I'm happy to score the goal.
Of course, the team was trailing. You made the adjustments. The team was successful in scoring. What were those changes made at the break?
We couldn't play well, especially midfielder. So we need to change more compact for second half. It works. So yeah, that's it.
You have a message, of course, not just the fans of Stallion, but also your family, your friends, and your relatives who are always supporting you.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for supporting me all the time. And we have one more game, so I want to win next game. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you.
Pinti
putting himself under pressure. It's the opener. Halike, will he take it? What a goal! Halike! And it's a goal. Bottom left corner. Opportunity for Philippine Army, and it is an equalizer. Fantastic goal. It's free on the right side, looking for the cross. Beto, and it's a goal for Want the Gig. Yoka takes it straight to the goal. First blood drawn. Could easily be pulled back, but here's Aristorenas, no offside. Aristorenas makes it two.
Mirbach meets that one from Malunsoko. Shoots, and they double the lead.
Yamaguchi! What a hit!
There's an attacking chance, and the Águilas slip it in.